Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of First Impressions here at MurrOtter. I'm Matt, and today we're checking out the indie arena shooter Hell is Other Demons. It's a retro game dripping in style that we want to just take a look at. It's very tight, very fun, fluid combat as you take on waves of enemies in the hopes to ward off Hell trying to take over Earth. So this one comes from Cuddle Monster Games, and the publisher is Congregate, but I just want to jump in and show you guys it's $9.99, so keep that in mind as you watch it if that's something you want to spend your hard-earned money on. But I've been having fun with this one so far. I did jump into the campaign a little bit just to build up some money and see what we have coming up ahead so that you guys would have an idea of what to expect out of this game. But these first little nodes, this is sort of your map as you proceed through the game. But you have an intro and then a little tutorial and then your very first mission. We'll go ahead and jump in that now. But I do want to point out that before you jump into a mission, you have this screen where you can pick your loadout. I have the basic starting loadout. We haven't bought anything yet. I want to do that with you guys here so we can go through our options. But you have a basic machine gun and an ultimate, which is like a giant laser. And then obviously eventually you can add upgrades, but we don't have those yet. So let's go ahead and jump into the mission. So like I mentioned, it's an arena shooter, so there's no left-right scroll. We are where we are, and we're just fighting off waves of enemies in the hopes to survive the match. You'll notice at the top of the map here, we have the little node that's showing you how many waves you've gone through. We're on the first wave. That's what the first little brick is. And you also have the progress bar that shows you how much you have left in that wave. So now we're midway through the second wave, for example. You'll also notice enemies are dropping gems. That's your currency to buy new weapons and upgrades. But the thing is, you can't absorb gems if you're shooting. So you see them floating in the air. As soon as I let go, they come in and I get to absorb them. So you can't just run around firing blind and hoping to take out enemies. There is a little bit of strategy and nuance to getting to your items. They also disappear after a minute, so you want to get over before they're gone. That's an ultimate. I'll show you guys what that looks like. It's basically that death ray that I just shot through those enemies there. And that's the end of our waves. So then you have your kind of stats. It shows you what you were able to accomplish in the mission. So that's it. Now you'll notice there are 3 pips there, or nodes, on each part of the map. That's if you do an extra achievement in order to beat the mission. So you see them over there on the left. You can flawless one. You can do one without an ultimate, or you can do one without no weapon. You could get all 3. You could go through a mission, not fire a shot, not use your ultimate, and take no damage. And you can kill enemies by jumping on them. So you'd essentially have to jump your way to victory, and that's completely fine. So again, loadout screen. We're not going to buy anything yet. I do want to work our way through these first little missions. They're pretty quick. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. I believe I may have misrepresented the waves. I thought that's what those pips at the top meant, but I might be wrong. Let's take a look as we proceed through this one. Now, some things about the movement. You can see you have a jump and then a double jump. And we also do have a sort of like dash right-left, which also lets you dodge through vertical types of attacks like lasers that can come through the map. And you do want to do that at times. And you'll see there, since right now my weapon can only shoot right and left, your jump attack actually is more useful than you would think, because it's right now my only way of taking out enemies in a vertical manner. Otherwise, I only can go left-right with my damage. So, my ult's over here. Oh, I misused it. Otherwise, we would have taken no damage. I hit the wrong button there, but that's all right. Using the right bumper instead of the left. Wasn't able to hold up my hand and look at the little L. See, I want to make sure I let go of my attack so that I was able to absorb the gems there. So there you go. We beat that one. But again, we didn't do anything. I have beat it without an ultimate in the past. That's why I have that single pip there. That takes us over to this next one, Boneyard Uneven. So you notice Boneyard is sort of the stage right now, and then there are multiple little maps that you work your way through. I imagine that little ram down there, or devil face, is a boss, and then we might advance into a new type of area, which I believe has new types of aesthetics that will come into play. It's not always going to be this purple-pink aesthetic. That's just for this Boneyard. So we're going to keep going here. We're going to play a little bit of Uneven. The one thing I hope that is really getting conveyed through this is how fluid and punchy the game is. The motion feels really good. The double jumps and dashes, excuse me, as well as the attacks and killing of enemies. The way they pop and the sound effect you get as you take them out is extremely satisfying, which is exactly what you want in an arena shoot 'em up like this. You want to feel like you're doing damage to your enemies, because that's what we're here to do. Hold back Hell. And in order to do that, I need to hear retro pimps and pops in order to feel good about it. So there are already, as you can see, a lot of variety in enemy types. Even in this early stage of the game, we're on only the third mission in the first area, and we've seen, what, 5, 6 different enemy types? Maybe more like 5. And there's a heart if you need it. Unfortunately, I can't use it yet. Oh, right on cue. Fall down to me, heart. Although I think I hurt myself trying to get to it. Counterproductive. But it's always the risk reward. There's our ult. I'm going to go ahead and blast all those enemies at once there. Probably should have saved it, though, for these ones that take more damage. Nevertheless, we're collecting gems. That is another reason to replay levels. You collect more money, which would let you buy your upgrades. So if you're having trouble with a mission and you think a certain kind of gun will be more useful to you, you can go back and keep replaying missions to get that money. So right now we have $2,300, and we've earned our way to a store. That's what this gem is. So this is the weapon we have. We have the machine gun. Note the important flavor text there. Pew, pew, pew. Describes the weapon magnificently, if you ask me. Now we have a wave gun or a twin shooter. It goes both ways. Sexy. The figure 8 shooting I'm a little bit interested in, and because we have the money for it, we're going to go ahead and purchase that right now. However, it doesn't mean you can just freely go into missions using that weapon. We now have 2 options, but you can't use both. So if I go in and this figure 8's no good, that's fine. We'll die, come back out, and go back to our old weapon. But different loadouts for different kinds of missions let you sort of approach them in different ways to see if you can have more success, beat it more quickly, or achieve those special tasks to get those pips if you're a completionist. Notice again, you can dash your enemies' shots and walls. It's the iframes of that dash. Only adds to that feeling. So we're on the boneyard ceiling. Not sure exactly what that means, but every boneyard has a ceiling. That's what my grandma always taught me. Okay, so the figure 8 just has kind of a waggle effect. Gives you like a little bit, almost more of a chance to hit enemies. Removes the need to be quite as precise as you might otherwise need to be. So you can see I'm kind of able to get people who are below my level on the map. Level as in my altitude, if you will. So that's an item I probably could have dashed through there to demonstrate that. But I'd rather not dash through shots. I just feel like it's a risk reward play for me. Oh, we have some kind of hellish summoner, an enemy I've not seen before. Oh, goodness gracious. A mini boss. And he's gone. He's not a mini-boss. He's probably just an actual enemy that I haven't seen that I was struggling with at first. We didn't use our ultimate, so we got a pip. You'll notice that little achievement that came across the top there. Beat the 3 waves and got 829 gems just out of that. So you can see you can earn your gems up pretty quick. We dropped basically all of them in this mission, and now we're up to 829. Oh, that's not true. I guess we had a little bit hanging over. I guess that's just the total now after that mission. So we would need to earn quite a bit to be able to get the twin shooters. I did want to quickly go through. We can't buy any new ultimates yet, at least as of this store. There are specials. You can increase your load. Let's all take a moment to Google. Thank you, and we'll proceed. Enables you to equip more gear. And then we have upgrades. Long dash, so we can dash longer. Duh. Plastic hearts, our HP would go up. Sensitive skin, explode when taking damage. So that would sort of like the old vampire bite or whatever you call it in games. You get hurt, but you deal damage to enemies. More accurate shots, true aim. I'm not sure what that means. I can't become more accurate. I am who I am. But I imagine maybe they kind of hone a little bit. Bullet grease. Projectiles move faster and further, so you can shoot more quickly. And then boot spikes stomp more violently, so your jump damage is more potent. All right, so next we're going to go to the boneyard traps. See what this one is. I'm going to keep that figure 8 loadout. I like the versatility, or at least the width of damage that I'm able to do across the map. Adds another couple pixels up and down for me. And I'm not sure why there's a skull on that. Oh, it'll spike me if I land on it for too long. So again, variety in the environments. That also takes some experimenting to learn about. I'm taking a lot of damage so far here. Oh, shit. So are they... Is that cued by me landing on it, or just by the very simple fact that I'm... Is it timed, is what I'm trying to say. Alright. I think right there you saw the value in the figure 8 shooting. I'm able to get them... Gonna jump my way to victory there. Oh, I need that heart. Oh, this guy hates me. I'm gonna take him out. Oh, he teleported out of the way of my ultimate. That's not what you want. So we have received our first death. very much earned. I got a little bit excited there about the spikes and very focused on how they function. But again, I do think they're functioned by being tripped. So me landing on them sets them off. For a moment there, I thought it was timer-based. That, I think, is one of the toughest things to contend with. Because I have no vertical attack, something that spawns above me causes me a significant amount of trouble at this point in the game. But I imagine there are different items and things I'm going to be able to accrue that will help me survive that. Ooh, took some damage. But we're doing better here. I've got an ult in my pocket. I'm going to save for the Grim Reaper himself. I also like to hold on to that double jump. Don't want to use it before I need to. You also know there's a risk reward. Do you want to survive the stage or get the gems? There we go. Blasted that little biddy. Much better use of my ultimate this go round. What I was trying to say is, you want to weigh your, like, do you want to go for the gyms or just make sure that you can make it out of the mission? It sounded like I said gym, like I need to work out. Do you want to go to the gym and stay healthy or play video games? Ooh, another ult. I definitely am going to want in case another Grim Reaper comes. I also desperately need health. As I said, I desperately need health. We've died again, but we're going back. We're going back. So you can see the difficulty ramping up pretty quickly, or my ineptitude ramping up pretty quickly. Either way, though, it's all one and the same. The one thing I would like to solve for, and I don't believe any of the upgrades I saw, is that lack of vertical damage. It's come back to bite me a few times. As soon as I get circled, I can kill anything to my left and right. Joker's to the left of me. Something to the right, stuck in the middle with you. But that's it's a shortcoming that I'm finding most troublesome in this game. It's at least the thing that is killing me the most. Is being circled by my enemies. Common problem. Happens to me sometimes at my work day. There we go. Good use of the ult again. We have all our health. Again, there it was. The circle. We just want to get out of dodge, buy ourselves some time. I also need to remember to use my dash probably a little bit more than I do. I'm guilty of not using all the tools equipped. Or not all the tools given, I should say. Ah, there's a heart. Oh, and a baddie. And he's gone because I blasted him. Oh, no, he just teleported, of course. That's what he does. I'd like to kill him before he does another one of those spawn rings. Oh, good, but if you kill him before those fire off, they all fade away, so that's all fine. We got out of that. Took us 3 tries, but we're all right. Got more gems, 586 out of that mission, so we're already back up over 2,000, about halfway to being able to buy that next item. So we'll go ahead and go back to the map. The waves are indeed those pips across the top, it seems. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's as far as I can tell. The tight combat is reminiscent of the game Downwell. Not sure if you guys played that, but it also has a similar art style. More black and white focus, but basically just these very minimalist 8-bit colors. And equally punchy and very gun and combat focused. You could buy the upgrades. That one was a little bit more roguelite-y. This is like kind of straightforward missions. They're the same every time. That one was more like how far can you proceed down the well. Oh, fuck. I didn't know spikes were down there. That's another interesting thing. You're kind of like learning... Oh, God. The layout of the maps as you go. There we go. All right. Health is now a big problem for me. Kind of hoping one of them was going to drop some. Yeah, we were due for a death there. I got very quiet because I knew that trouble was coming. That's what happens. If you know me in real life and I just stop speaking, it's because I can feel impending doom or onslaught to go with the theme here. And look at the type of situation that killed me. It's the vertical drop. Now, I don't know if the waves are timed or if they don't come in until you've cleared the previous. Perhaps it's timer-based. I'm not sure exactly yet. I'm not sure if I just sit here and like let one little skull man run around if another wave is going to come up. Basically, I'm killing things too fast to properly experiment with that. The problem that I'm seeing with this level is there's very few platforms for which I can kind of claim my rewards. So if I earn, for example, that ultimate, there it was. Not ultimate, but heart. Fuck. Then it's hard for me to get to before it hits the ground. But again, gotta make bigger use of my dash. I'd really like to kill this guy before he blasts me into oblivion. Ah, I jumped right into it. Alright, there we go. There's an ult and a heart up there, though. Oh my god, they both landed where I couldn't get them. Again. It's tough. Alright. Let's give it another go here. I am very into the music in this game. Now, one important thing to note, if you're not picking up on it, in these games where it's kind of in and out, try a bunch of times for success, one of the worst hells that can happen that sometimes developers don't consider is, does the music reset every time the stage resets? And that is something that they have very smartly paid attention to in this game. The music just flows. It's a continuous loop. It's not a long track or anything, but it's just not going to drive me crazy starting over every time I die. Granted, you don't die as fast in this as you would in like a Super Meat Boy or something like that. But all the same, I appreciate the perfectly looping endless track. Alright, we're at full health with an ult that we can blast a Grim Reaper boy with. We got rid of him much more quickly than we have in previous goes. Which is important. If not just because the way he can teleport means you're trying to navigate to other parts of the map that can become moot pretty quickly. All kinds of goodies. Got him again. Oh god, but there's two now. Probably should have saved my ult for when there was two baddies. Figure 8 strikes again, though. I'd like to point that out. Got him. What do we have left? Oh, no, we got it. I'm still unclear about the top pip. You notice there are 5 waves, 5 pips. I'm not sure why there are only 3 full, but I have to think that that little menu at the top is telling you how far along you are. But let's go ahead and head back to the map. Oh, we had a chance for a boss. The oppressor, the depressor. So it looks like you have options which would let you circle and avoid bosses in case you're having trouble with them. But look, we're here to test these games out and see what we think. Let's see how bad a boss is. But it is good to know, it looks like your route, you could instead go along below him, deal with other bosses to progress. But I'd like to see what happens here with the oppressor. What is my current money sitch? And you don't lose anything by losing a mission, so. But see, there's your reminder. You can double jump. The oppressor gives you very few places to land. Feels oppressive. I thought it was a boss. Again, enemies from above. Nothing we can do anything about. Hello. There he is. Oh, dear God. Alright, so this is going to be one where movement is going to matter more than anything else. Oh, he took me into the spikes. I was like, I got him! Alright, so let's not jump on his head that way. We're going to see if we're able to beat this bad boy. Just got to learn his moves. We've barely seen what he has in his repertoire. An ultimate certainly would help. Let's go. Ah. Alright, so there is a tell. It's short. There's a tell on the laser, but it's short. And you can't dash up and down. It said 5 waves. Did I read that right? Give me the lasers. Ugh. Oh, I forgot I can float, though. Alright, so there are 5 waves. Alright. So he'll leave, and I imagine these guys are my chance to recharge health. And the like. Yep, and get an ult. Which I imagine will be very helpful. And that I shouldn't use on the Grim Reaper boys. But I also prefer not to be taking a damage from this. Like that. Alright, we've done a lot of damage there. Getting the ults is key. Alright, we're getting there. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, it's just that he can free roam from his neck now. As is wont to do, a devil head. Fuck! We made a lot of progress there. We made a lot of progress. We're starting to see the form of the mission. I need to use a little bit more of my lateral dodging, though, than I have been in the past. Man, it's a lot of fun. This is also, I meant to mention this, but it's available on PC as well as the Nintendo Switch, actually. I'm not sure about PlayStation or Xbox. I actually don't believe it's there. The interesting thing that I've actually had trouble remembering with him is that hitting him damages me. Because he's so large. I mean, it makes sense that you shouldn't hit an enemy. But it is hard to remember just because he takes up so much of the map. There we go. Got our ultimate. But it has been a nice reminder to remember I have the floating ability. Yeah. Honestly, taking damage from him is not something I want to be doing. Nice. Another heart is helpful, though. Ooh, I'm on the other side. I'm not used to it. Ah! Uh-oh, here he goes. Oh, no. I'm not sure what pushed me back up in the air there, but it just saved my life. Oh! We were so close! Don't you worry. I'm very into the Oppressor. He is a fun boss fight. A lot to figure out. I've been experimenting quite a bit. I'm not sure if you can dash twice. I should look into that at some point when I'm not facing a hellish demon from hell. Redundant, yes, I know. No lasers yet, please. You're too high for lasers. There we go. Alright, that little phase of the boss I feel pretty comfortable with. Now we just need to make sure we collect our ultimate here. I wish you could stock a heart. Go into overdrive or something. You're definitely seeing from the challenge level here why it might be valuable at some point to go back and beat some levels if you were like, you know what, I could probably beat this boss if I just had one more health, or if I had, you know, whatever it might be that you would find helpful. A better weapon, a certain kind of upgrade based on whatever you're struggling with this boss. Ah, fuck. Finally took some damage. I only have 3 pips left, though, which is troublesome. There's a lot happening. I mean, it is a bullet hell game. In case that hasn't properly been conveyed so far in this playthrough. We got him, though. Oh god, are there other waves? No. We have his heart, or whatever this is. We've done it. We've beat the Oppressor. We've unlocked a new color scheme, Bone. So maybe it does stay this color scheme and you unlock them with bosses in case you're tired of of using them. We'll look into that as soon as we got it. It says wave 4 of 5, though. Did I not complete a wave? Yes, I've defeated him. That's interesting, though, that a wave shows up as done. Then there's the Infernal Gateway. Now, the gems I collected there, I wonder if that store has better stuff. But does that allow me to buy a heart yet? Max HP up 500. I should have bought that a long time ago. Wouldn't have taken so many efforts there. And I would like to see what the twin shooter does. It says it goes both ways. I think we know. Infinite. Endless. What does that mean? I imagine you can just go through and just play through that mission repeatedly. Floorless doesn't sound that fun to me. And how does the aesthetic change here? That doesn't look like a normal map. Oh, this one does scroll. Oh, it looks like we're going to a new place. What's happened? Oh, this is like, we must need to go around and collect these from the 4 different bosses throughout the map. We bring them here, and that will allow me to beat the game. That seems to be our maybe sort of like story point, at least so far. I can see that there's a boss there to the right, one in there in the bottom left. So we're going around to try to collect those from enemies in order to beat the game. But guys, that's going to do it for our first impressions here of Boneyard. You've kind of seen the different layouts of maps. You've seen the different things you can do with, upgrades and purchases. You've seen the boss fights. It seems like a pretty good taste, and man, this game is punchy. If you're into these kind of arena shooter, shoot 'em up, bullet hell type games, for a $9.99 price point, this one is definitely worth a buy. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's one I could definitely see myself continuing to play, perhaps even right here on the channel. So if you want to see more of that, I recommend you come back. One thing I do want to look at before you go, though, is to see from the perspective of what I've bought. How do I apply the color scheme? Oh, auto. So it will change, but I could change to bone. Oh, which is kind of like a retro Game Boy look. So I imagine the color schemes and looks are going to change as you proceed, because there's one called auto. So as I go into these different areas, well, there's your answer right there. Slime changes it to this green. Plumes change it to this orange. So each area has a different look, which is a lot of fun and a very cool way to sort of change up what I imagine would have become kind of a redundant aesthetic, albeit very cool, and I think honestly pretty. It adds to the kind of like punchy feel for the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button below. If you want to see more from me, please hit subscribe. I'll have plenty more reviews just like this one coming for you all throughout the upcoming weeks, multiple a week. Hopefully like one a day is the goal. It doesn't always work out that way, I'm sure you understand, but 3 to 4 a week, I can assure you. So please keep coming back here to MurrOtter. We loved having you, and we hope to see you again next time.